An RO faucet is the final component in the RO system, which is usually installed on the kitchen sink, and its work is to dispense the purified water from the RO system. There are basically two types of faucets used with RO systems, which include the air gap RO faucet and a standard faucet, otherwise known as the non-air RO gap faucet. Between the two, the non-air gap faucets are the most common type that comes with many RO systems. With that said, we are going to explain all the basics of these two types of RO faucets in this article to help you understand how they work and the differences between them. We've also included brief reviews of some of our top recommendations for each type that we consider to be the best RO faucet models available in the market. If you are thinking of upgrading or replacing your current faucet, then you might want to check our reviews below to help narrow your list down to the ideal model. Air gap RO faucet. There are plenty of air gap RO faucets on the market, and most of them are quite inexpensive, which makes replacing them quite cheap and easy. Below is our top choice of the best air gap RO faucet models you can consider to save you from going through a trial and error method. This will help you narrow down your options to the best option. Don't forget to click on the links in the description for more details. Thank you for watching. Non-air gap RO faucet. A non-air gap RO faucet is a standard RO faucet with only the pure water line, tube connected to it, as opposed to the 3 lines in air gap RO faucets. The drain line, in this case, is connected directly to the under the sink drain pipe. Therefore, with a non-air gap faucet, the wastewater from the RO membrane is routed and emptied directly into the sink line without going through the faucet. The faucet usually uses 3/8 tubing for the pure water from the RO membrane to the faucet and a 1/4 drain tubing which delivers the wastewater from the RO membrane to the sink drain. It requires around 1/2 to 5/8 holes for installation on the sink or countertop. Advantages: easy installation. The first thing to like about non-air gap RO faucets is the fact that they are very straightforward when it comes to installation. Unlike air gap faucets, these have fewer connections and tubing, as it's only one water line that needs to go up to the faucet, hence allowing for easier and faster installation. Less noisy. Another commendable thing about non-air gap RO faucets is that the drain line coming from the RO system goes directly into the sink drain pipe. Therefore, there is no gurgling sound which often occurs in the air gap faucet, as the drain water passes over the faucet base and drops into the drain line tube that flows into the sink drain line. Lower cost. Without the additional parts and connections, non-air gap faucets generally tend to be much less expensive too compared to most air gap faucets, which makes them a good replacement option for those on a budget or who don't wish to install an air gap system. Disadvantages. Potential damage. While air gap RO faucets provide ample protection to your RO system against the backflow of wastewater, non-air gap RO faucets, on the other hand, don't offer such protection. If the sink drain gets clogged or backs up, then the chances of the wastewater flowing back to the RO system are high, which could end up damaging the system or contaminating the RO membrane. Plumbing codes. The other major setback of non-air gap RO faucets is that they are often considered non-compliant with most local plumbing codes, since many of them require RO systems to be installed with air gap faucets. Furthermore, while air gap faucets can work with both a non-air gap and air gap RO system, non-air gap faucets can only work with non-air gap systems, which kind of limits your ability to customize your RO system in case your building code requires an air gap system. The faucet is the most accessible part of any RO system. It's the point where you have personal, daily contact with the RO system. When installing your RO system, or in case you are seeking to replace your current faucet, you will need to decide whether to go with an air gap faucet or a non-air gap faucet. The best choice here would be to have a matching set a faucet that's compatible with your RO system and conforms to your local plumbing codes. All the faucets we've listed herein are amongst the finest models available in the market today. They are certainly worth the price and considering if you are planning to replace your current faucet. One thing you want to make sure though is that you choose a faucet that you like. A faucet that is durable, functional, and will work with your RO system without any issues.